Hello, it's Jeanette with Geomazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial. And in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I put together this cute little box. I'm calling this my mini soap box because I have mini soap in here. Let me show you. Look how cute this is. Okay. I'm able to put two of these cute little mini Everest soaps in there. Now I got these soaps on Amazon, and I will, if I can remember, I'll put the link in the description of the video of where I got these soaps. They have them in different sizes, and I don't know, they're just really cute. And the reason I bought those soaps excuse me, it was because I was making some items for craft fairs this past season, and this is what I used them for. Just thought I'd show them to you real quick. These are a few that didn't sell, although I did sell a few of them. I called them Soap and Sandy because I use this little Dollar Tree hand sanitizer, and I packaged them up on a little piece of cardboard here. Aren't they cute? Yeah, for little girls, they were really cute, and I did sell a few of them, but not too many. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and just make a little box because I want to use some of this gorgeous, wonderful paper called Best Dressed. It's 6x6 paper. It's a collection from the new mini catalog. Look at how beautiful this paper is. Absolutely gorgeous. Best Dressed. It's got perfumes, little purse bags, and lipsticks. Oh my goodness, makeup. This is the cutest designer series paper. I'm in love with every single piece of this paper. Look at how pretty they are. All of it. Oh, and the high heel shoes. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Isn't that cute? Well, that comes from the new mini catalog that launched on January 3rd. And this is what the catalog looks like, okay? And of course, you know, Celebrations is going on this season up until March 31st. So you want to get in on some free items with Celebrations. More information of that is on the website. So let me get started on how easy it is to make this. This is the paper that I'm going to use. I'm going to use 6x6. That's all you need. Just a piece of 6x6 paper. And here is my Simply Scored scoring tool, and with this paper, look at how I love the high heels. Anyway, with this paper, if you want it to make sense, you could, you know, so that it makes sense this way, you'll want to turn it like this. But I'm going to be using the other side of this paper, so it really doesn't matter because the pattern is all over, and there's no right or wrong on here. So 6x6 paper. And you're going to score this at 1/2 inch. You're going to score this at 1 1/4 inch. You will score this at 3 1/4 of an inch. And at 4 inches. Okay. And then you're going to turn it clockwise. And then you are going to score this at 1/2 inch again. At 1 1/4 inch again, and then you're going to score it at 4 3/4 of an inch and 5 1/2. Okay, and you'll also need to rotate it one more time so that the skinny part is going to be on this side, this little skinny score line here. You want that wider score line here because you're going to go and take 1 inch, measure 1 inch down, and just score down just past that second score line. And the reason I'm doing that is because that's where I'm going to put my finger notch. Okay, so I just kind of want to, and that's basically the center of this section here is 1 inch, because the box measures, it measures 3 1/2 inches wide by 2 inches, and it is, believe, 3/4 of an inch. Yes, 3/4 of an inch tall. Okay, that's how thick this box is. Okay, so we're done with our Simply Scored scoring tool. I'm going to put this away. And now the cutting on here, it might be or look a little bit complicated, but I did make myself a template. so that I could follow. Just so that I didn't get confused. Okay, so this is my template here. Now I have that skinny part of the paper. See right here. Yes, this is the wide part. So you're going to be taking off the 4 squares here and the 4 squares here. They're actually rectangles. You're going to be just cutting them off. So I'm going to go work from the back side because I can see the score lines a little bit better, and I will be using my paper snips for that. So we're just cutting off 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side, and cut it completely off with the score line off. Okay. Okay, so I have this. Basically, that's what I have so far. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cut down these 2 score lines right here. And I am going to notch in on both sides, like that. And then I'm going to cut just below that, or above that score line. So that leaves me with this flap here. So we're notching. We're notching, and we're cutting, and so now we have this part all done here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this other side here. Okay, so I'm going to take off these two little rectangles on the side. I'm going to take those off. And I'm cutting the score line completely off. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to cut these 2 score lines up, just on this side of the score line, and then I'm going to notch. And I'm going to notch this way too. And then we'll be cutting just that score line completely off, like that. And we'll do the same on this side. Cutting up, notching, notching, and cutting that score line completely off. Okay, so now we have this. All right. I have a little trick to show you. I'm going to go ahead and fold these score lines down like this. And you see this, there's this little narrow piece. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. You want to notch these 2 sides here too. Forgot about that. Okay. And you'll also want to notch, see this little flap right here? There's like a score line right here. You want to just notch a little bit of that off because that's going to make the box easier to close. And you're going to do the same on this side too. Just notch a little bit of it off on that side. Now you could also round the corners if you want to on that. Okay, but I'm going to show you a little trick with your envelope punch board. Now, the envelope punch board is still in the clearance rack as of today when I checked. Okay, I'm going to bring that out. And basically that little notch that I made that is on this side here, I can only see it on one side, but that's okay because I'm going to put this on this side here. That's where the long flap is here, okay? Now all of my other little mechanisms are on this side. You want to just fold that and now take it to the 1 inch on the envelope punch board and punch, okay? And you want to take it and turn it around and do the same. Measure it to the 1 inch. That's going to be right in the center. And now you've got your finger notches. You could also do this with the hole punch, but I noticed that when I did that with the envelope punch board, it gives me such a nice smoother finger notch there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and burnish fold and burnish all of our score lines here. Okay, now like I said, that envelope punch board is in the clearance rack. You can get it for a pretty good price right now. And so as long as it's in there, I will continue using it in some of my videos. But once we're sold out, we are sold out. Okay, so I am just folding all of my score lines and burnishing them well with my bone folder. We can put this little box together. Now this is where we're going to put our tape. You see that little flap right here? We're going to go ahead and put tape on this side of the flap right next to the score line, and we're going to use Terran tape for that. And let me get out my little block so that I can cut it, and let me get out my silicone craft sheet so I don't get adhesive all over, and you can kind of see better what I'm doing here. Okay. Now I'm going as close to the score line as I can with this Terran tape. Okay, and I'm going to use my block just to rip that off. Okay, if you're good at tearing, you can just tear that off. I am going to get rid of some of these little scraps over here. Put them in my little trash can over here. Now I'm going to use the take your pick tool to get this backer paper of the Terran tape off. Okay, got that. Tuck in any that have overlapped, and now I'm going to fold that over, and very, very carefully I am going to fold that and adhere that, and now I have my little box that I can put together like that. And now let me grab my little soaps. I'm going to put 2 of them in there, 1 and 2, and we're going to close it like that. Isn't that cute? Oh, I just love this little box. It's just so adorable cute, and the paper just so beautiful. Okay, so now let's do our the ribbon part. Now the ribbon comes from the annual catalog. It is the, I'll get it in a second. I had already cut off a piece of it. It's the Purple Posy 1/2-inch scallop linen ribbon. Okay, now the reason I have it in this little box is I make these little dispensers for my ribbons, and that just kind of makes it easier for me to pull things out and to wind things back up. And I do have a tutorial that I will link to on, there's 3 different sizes of boxes that I make. So, I used about maybe 9 to 10 inches, about maybe 9.5 to 10 inches. Now I'm going to just go ahead and put this around here. I'm going to use a little piece of Terran tape on the end here. Right here on the end. I am going to pick up the backer paper. Now you can also use some snail adhesive, might also work for this too, but I just want to make sure that I'm putting this on here, and not too tight, in case your recipient wants to load and unload this. Actually, that's not tight enough. I gotta go a little tighter than that, because this is just going to work as a belly band. There we go. Okay, and you just kind of want to make it loose enough so that they can get it back on and off. Okay, and now let's work on that label for this label like this. Okay, now I am going to be using some Whisper white cardstock, and I'm going to also be using Highland Heather. Now I would normally use the Purple Posy on here, but we no longer have the Purple Posy available. There was a problem with the dye and the color and the shade and everything, and it's kind of a shame because I really like Purple Posy, and I do have the ink pad, but since we're not selling that anymore, we're just going to go ahead and use some Highland Heather. You know, I'm cleaning my stamp off from the last time I used it. I'm just using a baby wipe for that. Now I'm going to use Highland Heather, but what I'm going to do is stamp off. I don't want the full strength, so I am going to stamp, and then I will stamp right here. Okay, so I've got a lighter version of that. And then I'm going to use some Blackberry Bliss. Well, let me see if I can just go ahead and use this Highland Heather on here. Yeah, I think I will. I'm just going to go ahead and use Highland Heather, because you could also use Blackberry Bliss for this Hello Fabulous stamp. And these stamps come from the stamp set called Dressed to Impress. I've got this little thing, this little splotch going on here, and then I did the Hello Fabulous right there. Really pretty stamp set. Now I don't like that. I think I want the letters to be a little bit more bold, so I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to do this again. The beauty of our paper is that it is it's really nice that I can flip this over and you can't see, unless you're looking really, really hard, you can't see the other side. And now I'm going to go ahead and take out my Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. I don't even have to wipe this off because no, I'm not using that one. I'm using Blackberry Bliss for this Hello Fabulous. Let's see how that works out. I think I might like it better. Oh yeah, I like that a little better. I stamped it a little lopsided, but that's okay. We'll work with it. All right, let's close these stamp pads up before we get our hands all in them. All right, and now I'm going to take the die from the die set called All Dressed Up, and this is a coordinating die. It is a fabulous die set because you not only get some of the dies that will cut out like the lipstick and the high heel shoe, you also get a little bag that if you cut out 2 of these and you can make yourself a little bag, and then it comes with this little pocket here. So I'm just going to use that pocket die as a little tag for my box. And look at even the straps for that bag, buckles, buttons. Oh my goodness, it's just so cute. And that die set is called All Dressed Up Dies. Okay, now I'm gonna put those aside for now. Let's take this to the Big Shot and let's cut this out. I am going to just use just a tiny little bit of temporary adhesive, removable adhesive, and I'm going to take this to the die cutting machine and I'll be right back. And there we go. We're going to put that right here. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's put this away. I'm going to set this back over here. Oops. On our dies, and then I'm going to take these 2 dies out because I'm going to be stamping and die cutting some flowers from that stamp set. These are the flowers I'm going to be die cutting. I'm going to stamp them and color them, these 2 flowers, and I'm going to be using some more Whisper White cardstock. I have them over here on my block. This is block D, and I put both of them on here, but I'm going to be using some Memento, okay, Memento Tuxedo Black ink, because I want to color this. Okay, we are going to color. I probably should have been using my little cushy, this thing here. This is the paper piercing mat. It helps to get a better impression. That's not too bad. Let's put that away here. I'm going to put this away here. We're going to let this just dry up just a little bit. Now you can also use StazOn black ink if you want to for that. Now to color it, I'm going to be using some colors here. Purple Posy, which you can get. You still can get the Purple Posy Stampin' Write marker in the set for the in color markers for 2019 through 2021, I believe. Yeah, if I'm not right, I will have it on the screen. and that part number here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take the purple posy, and I'm just going to color some purple posy in here. And I'm just going to color the flowers. Now I did bring out my Blackberry Bliss marker, but I don't want the full strength of Blackberry Bliss on my flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blender pen and I'm going to just tap a little bit of this ink from my blender pen onto this blackberry. Now the blender pen has ink in it, but it's not colored. It's basically a kind of like a glycerin type substance. And I'm just going to test this. It's still a little dark. I'm going to take some of that off, and I'm just going to go around just to darken some of these little creases here. Now, of course, you can do a much better job than me when you do this. I just want to do a little tiny bit of shading, and you can do this also with your blends, your Stampin' blends. Okay, let's make that a little bit neater here. Okay, all right, I'm done. Oh, wrong one. Put that on there. We're going to put this on here, and I'm just going to, before I put it away, I'm going to take off all the color. And you just scribble off the color until it goes blank, and there it is. All my colors off of there. So I can use it again. Now I'm going to go ahead and color the little leaves with some mint macaron, because that's the color that's in our designer series paper. And there's a few leaves here that will call for mint macaron. Okay, and I'm going to do the same that I did with the blender pen, only the other side. It's a little bit of green on there. And I am just going to shade it just a tiny little bit. Let's see how that's going to work out. Just a tiny little bit with this blender pen. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Oops, I did it again. That goes there. And this one goes right here. But let's scribble that off. Make sure that there's no more ink on here. Okay, until it's all gone. See what I'm doing here? No more ink on there. Even though it's stained, there's no color on there. Okay, let's take these to the Big Shot. I'm going to take it to the die cutting machine, and let's line this up really nicely. I'll put a little piece of repositionable tape on them so that they don't jump around. I'm going to put this one on there too. And I will be right back. And here we go. There's our two little flowers. Of course, you can decorate this box any way you want to. I'm putting these little dies back where they belong on the sheet. Okay, now for this, I am just going to use another little piece of tear and tape just to adhere this like this. Okay, just a tiny little piece like that. We're going to go right across the back of this. Let's get our, take your pick tool, pick that up. Okay, and now let's put this right here, right across the middle right here. And now I'm going to be using some of my mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put one dimensional here on this corner and one dimensional on the other corner, because that's where I'm going to position my little flowers here. Let's take off the backer paper of the dimensionals. All right, and let's see what's going to look nice. I think I'm going to do the opposite way. I'm going to use this one here, put that one there, and then I will put this one here. just like that. Okay, isn't that cute? Okay, let's give it a little bit of bling. Just a little bit. I have some of these 2019 to 2021 in color faceted dots. And I think I might just add a couple of, let's see what color. I think I'll use these little purple ones here. I used the bigger ones last time, but I'm going to use this. I'll use the medium sized ones this time. Okay, there we go. Let me move that one just over a little bit, if I can. Oh, I don't want to block the letters there. There we go. Okay, let's put this belly band back on this one here. Hopefully I won't struggle with it. Let's see. Let's see how easy that is. Put that back on. There we go. Not too difficult at all. There we go. What do you think? I hope you like this little project. I hope you like our new suite called All Dressed Up. I believe it's called Best Dressed. Wait, let me see. Let me look for that in the catalog because, oh, I know that it's here. And it is a fabulous. On page 55 of our mini catalog, you get so many things with this Best Dressed suite. You get the stamp set dies, you get ribbon, you get little envelopes, you get tassels, you get the designer series paper. It is such a wonderful bundle, and this paper is to die for. I love it. Oh, okay, enough. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope I've taught you something. If you need any of the tools and supplies that I used, they're all going to be listed in the description of the video. And you can go to my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. And I hope to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. So once again, I'm Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.